All right, and we are at it again here. All right, so before I go any further into Fast Nine and the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which is Picard. I don't know why I held that from you since I gave you the first one right off the bat, but there you go. I just recently wrapped up, and it should be posted up already. The my next review of Flash episodes 5 and 6. There is one character that really deserves an honorable mention. I really don't think I either gave him any credit at all, and that's Chester. Chester, of course, was a black hole for a while, and now he's not. There's a short bio of Chester. He was a tech guy making like YouTube videos or videos online, and he turned himself into a black hole. And then he got put in a tank at Star Labs to get back in the human form. I don't know if he's got powers or anything like that. It doesn't appear to. He just seems to be really smart and understands the tech. In fact, when he wakes up, there's nobody else in Star Labs, and it's hilarious because he's just kind of like, hello, no, like kind of looks both ways and just start flips on the music and just goes, let's party, and just starts running around Star Labs, just looking at cool tech and sliding down the speed ramp and just being a total goofball, just trying to have his run of the place. Super hilarious. And then when Frost finds him, this part's kind of sad. He looks himself up and he can't get access to anything on the computer because he's dead to the outside world. And Frost like finds him and she just kind of goes, oh, and today was my day to babysit, and just kind of like, I don't know what to do here. So it's pretty funny that he's got some good interactions with the other characters. I just thought he deserved an honorable mention. I think he's gonna play like a helper to Cisco or somebody else in the lab, since kind of Killer Frost is taken over. I mean, she still can do medical stuff, but in terms of helping with any of the equipment or anything with Cisco, it'll be nice to have an extra pair of hands. Hopefully, if Cisco gets his abilities back too, Chester can play more of a role in Star Labs. Okay, so that's done, out of the way. Chester, keep doing what you're doing. Awesome job. Moving on, like I mentioned at the beginning, Fast 9, the trailer dropped on this past Friday. I believe that was the 30th. Yeah. Last Friday, right before the Super Bowl. Fast 9. We got the Fast 9 trailer. And boy, oh boy. I mean, it's Fast and Furious. I mean, they've made 9 of these things. Like it, don't like it. I find them very entertaining, and I think that's what they're there for. So they're good fun. They go way over the top, and it's cool to see where they go and even surpass what they did the last time. I mean, with the buses and over the cliff and the helicopters and what they did at Hobbs and Shaw, and just what we're seeing in the trailer just looks ridiculous. Yeah, it's stealth fighters and bungee jumping cars and all sorts of weird stuff that I'm gonna go see it. I'm really excited about it. They've got John Cena joining the team, not the team, but joining the crew, the cast. Cypher's back. Charlize Theron, I hope I pronounced that correctly, is back on the big screen playing Cypher. Super stoked about that. She was a truly evil character in the Fate of the Furious, the Fast 8. I don't know. They all have titles, but just I'm super stoked. And wait a minute. Now, all of that, spoilers. But I mean, it's been a few days, so if you haven't seen it by now, you probably don't want to, which, there you go. You don't have to. But if you did see it, we got one giant spoiler. I mean, we got to see a bunch of the cast come back, and not a whole lot of surprises. John Cena, Cypher, those are cool additions. The stunts, it all looks crazy. But a character came back that we didn't think was ever going to be able to come back, at least I didn't, but was the coolest character ever. And so, spoiler alert. Why did I add an extra S? I don't know. They brought back Han. Han, of course, died by Shaw, or I guess not anymore. I mean, unless it's like a twin, I doubt it. They wouldn't put Han back on the screen and make us all go, "Thank you," and then like it's not Han. And I don't think they'll do the memory thing like they did with Dom's with Letty. I don't think they'll do that. So yes, that I'm gonna go see the movie now just because Han is back. Everything else was cool. I'd probably go see it anyways. But I mean, with Han, that just blows the roof off of it for me. I mean, that guy was super cool. It's awesome to see him back. So Fast and Furious 9, who knows when it comes out? I'll find it, and yeah, you'll know it too. You can just go look. You'll watch the trailer, or you won't, and then you won't care. So me telling you or not telling you serves you some to no purpose. You choose. That was lame. Let's move on to the big one. So Picard, Star Trek Picard. We've been seeing trailers and posters for months. I'm super confused. I guess CBS has decided to start their own app. I mean, I guess, more power to you. I wish you guys would just start, combining to make it easier, because when it debuted, I thought it was going to be on Amazon Prime, or if you had Prime, you would have access to it. But I guess either CBS changed their minds, or CBS just was showing that until they got their channel up. I'm not really sure. Regardless, we're going to have a CBS All Access app. I have not looked into it. I don't know what the pricing is. I'm sure there is going to be pricing. You can add it on Prime, but I'm sure again it's gonna add to your to a monthly subscription. So there you go. But they put the first episode on YouTube. I think a big reason for that is just draw attention to the show, and get people excited about what's going to be happening. And I have to tell you, it's really good. I really liked Star Trek Picard. I've watched the episode at least twice now, almost 3 times all the way through. I think it's going to be a really good show. I'm a little disappointed about the CBS thing, like I said, mainly because what else is on CBS? I mean, I know they've got good shows and things like that, but Picard seems to be their flagship, and I don't know if I'm willing to sign up for another subscription just for one more show. With saying that, the episode was really good. I mean, we get to see, Picard. I wasn't around when Star Trek, I was born like when Star Trek was kind of big in the 90s, Star Trek Next Generation. There was a lot of, that was a show that I had watched when I was growing up for sure. Next Generation was big for me. So Captain Picard, he to me is like, most people's Kirk. Although Kirk was awesome too, and I have seen Kirk, not just the new ones with Chris Pine, which are also good. There's a lot of Star Trek. Bear with me if I don't touch on, the one that you like, or, actually just link down or comment down below. What's your favorite Star Trek? Because there's so many of them. There's movies, there's TV shows. Let's do both, TV show and movie, or don't do it at all. Up to you. Anyways, back to the razzle and dazzle, as I like to call it. So Picard, really interesting premise. They've got spoilers alert. I'm gonna be spoiler. There as I go, adding that S again. I'm telling you, it's a problem. But so Picard. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet or you want to watch it, don't click out of here now, or do, because I mean, don't click out of here. That's what I meant. If you want to stick around and watch me ramble and mess up like I'm doing right now, because I might not get anything important out. But super cool. So it starts off with Picard. He is retired from Starfleet, and we get to find out a little bit more in an interview that he's doing, which he hasn't done in he's never done since his retirement. He hasn't done any interviews. He kind of seceded from Starfleet and went back to France and built his winery, or went back to his own winery. I remember from Next Generation, his brother owned like a house and a winery, so maybe I think he just rebuilt that house. Really funny to see he has a number one is with him, but not a number one as Commander Riker, but it's a pit bull dog that he's named number one, which is really funny for some reason. I like that he, because his, dog's kind of your best friend, and so his best friend and his number one was always his number one on the ship, and that could just be more than Commander Riker, but I think that's a good nod to Commander Riker, and that I don't want to say friendship because I'm not comparing him to the dog. That would be I'm not comparing him to the dog. I'm just saying it's cool that they kind of added that in there, and it's a little play for us to kind of laugh about or not laugh about, whatever you want to do. Again, your choice. So he's in France and he's living with some Romulans. We'll find out more about that in just a second. And Data is going to play a big role. I really like the opening sequence of just kind of it's the Enterprise just floating through space, and you have these beautiful. It's nice and slow. You got this really nice kind of music just playing in the background as the title sequences kind of go through, and it's just the Enterprise is kind of floating through space, and then it kind of zooms in to two people playing poker. And poker was pretty big on the Enterprise. It was something that the crew always got together and did. And Picard never really joined in that until actually I believe the last episode was when he really sat in on a game. But anyways, but he's playing poker with Commander Data, and they're just on a ship and they're having this lovely conversation, and he's talking about how he doesn't want the game to end, and how he misses, and then things start to go kind of crazy, and he starts to look around, and nothing seems right, and it turns out that he's in a dream, and he has this line later on that kind of talks about that, and because the Romulans, the two Romulans that are with him, are kind of his caretakers and friends, and they kind of watch out for him and help him around the house, and they tell him that he was talking in his sleep. And they ask him like if everything's okay. He goes, Picard's like, if anything of interest, and they're like, no, not so much. But you're not been sleeping. And he goes, the dreams are fine. I love dreaming, but it's the waking up part that's getting difficult. And it was an interesting point of view, talking about kind of melancholy and how the past sometimes can be a little bit more safer or a happier place for us to revisit, and sometimes we live those moments in those dreams. And especially, of course, like when you get older and you start to wind down almost, and not all of us do, but some of us definitely do, and as time goes on, sometimes that time almost forces you to do so, and the more you start to look back, the less you have to kind of look forward to, as the days go on. And that's kind of interesting point of view, not only for somebody who's lived such a life like that, but even now, I know this might get a little bit too serious, and I apologize, but it's a really interesting kind of point that we're living in now. Everything so much is happening all the time, and with the news and the negativity. I feel like a lot of us are looking, towards our past. We see a lot of that with the things we're watching now. A lot of it is nostalgia driven. A lot of it points us back to happier times, happier days. So the show I think is going to be really well placed in today's world. It talks about change, and it dives on those things of remembering the past, but really starting to continue to look forward and make something of the future, because that's what we have to look forward to. And the past provides good memories and foundations for who we are, continuing forward. Okay, that's enough serious talk, for now. But I just think that's a really powerful message. There was a lot of deep kind of connections that this show really made. It definitely had its humor as well, but I think a lot of serious moments and a lot of setup to a show that's really going to be big. I mean, we got some big stuff in there. Data is no longer with us. He died. I believe in Nemesis, I think is what they keep referring to. It was a movie that I'm sure I've seen, but it's been so many years, because he kind of nods, Data's been gone for about 2 decades now. And I think that has a lot to do with the last movie that they did back in 2000, 2002, somewhere in between there. So yeah, I mean, very interesting dynamic, and so Data's passed, and basically there's been a ban on all synthetics, all androids, due to a mishap or an attack that happened on Mars, and we don't really know what kind of happened, but that was kind of the reason why Picard left, which hopefully we're going to find out more. But basically the focus is Data has a daughter. Actually, he has 2 daughters. They're twins. And we see one of them kind of start with living their lives and not really knowing anything about who they are or who they truly are, as most of us don't know ourselves, who we are, what we're meant to become, what's out there in the world, what turn might come our way. And she basically gets attacked in her apartment. Her boyfriend gets killed, and it kind of activates her cerebral cortex, her ascendant brain. I got it. And she kind of turns into, a living weapon. She has the ability to fight. She's always been intelligent, but now she's on a whole nother level. And we kind of get to see her progression throughout. I won't dive too much into it, but just because I want to just kind of do more of an overview. I've already talked too much already, but really powerful stuff. I mean, Picard's back in action. Jean-Luc Picard, he's always been there for us. Patrick Stewart hitting the TV screens again. I'm super excited about it. I want to find a way to watch more. So hopefully I do. And if I do, I of course will make more videos about it, because it's everybody I think is going to grace the stage from Next Generations in some way, shape, or form. It seems like he's, as Patrick Stewart's out to get everybody from the old cast. And we got get to see some big things. What was that? Okay. We get to see, I'll just say the last thing is, like, there's a ship in there that we all hate, and it's there. I don't know if they're back, but the Romulans have kind of taken over it. I'll give you guys all a hint. I don't want to spoil it. I'm sure you guys will recognize as soon as I say a giant cube. I mean, a enormous giant cube. But anyways, Picard, I think it's a really good first episode. As first episodes go, hook, line, and sinker. I mean, honestly, the only thing that I'm really is the CBS app. I don't know what to do with it. Hopefully they add more stuff and they've got some access to movies, or something to really build it up. Or it's something that is very attachable to Amazon Prime. Like I'm not spending another $9-10 on another service. I don't know. So, anyways. Tell me what you guys liked about Chester from The Flash, Fast and Furious 9, Picard episode 1. I mean, we're in it. I mean, it's happening. I don't know what any of that means or why I just said that, but there you go. Check in with me next time. I'm sure to dive into more stuff. Got more Flash episodes coming your way. Got more Arrow episodes coming your way. Let me know if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about. I just kind of choose some fun topics and turn on the camera and see where it goes from there. And hopefully you guys like this kind of one take structure. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Nick Wolf. And we'll see you guys all next time. Signing off.